So on the planet, we're moving from what we call a 3D consciousness to a 4D and then up to a 5D. So back hundreds of years ago, we all used to be in 5D. Back in Atlantis and Lemuria, these were civilizations that were operating on our planet, and most of us have had this as well. You know, we've been here before, we've reincarnated, and reincarnation's a whole nother topic, but you're a soul having a human experience right now on the planet. And so this is the vehicle for this lifetime. This is the car. We get to drive it around, and our soul carries energy, but our being is a 4-part being in this experience on this planet. So I want you to imagine like a jet engine, a jet plane, and there's 4 engines. There's the emotional engine, the spiritual engine, which is our connection to the whole universe and that realization of consciousness. The mental aspect, which is stress, anxiety, worry, playing old movies, worrying about things that haven't happened, how we speak to ourselves, how we look in the mirror and say, oh, God, you don't look very good. Like, you know, all of those mind, mental aspects. And then the physical engine. And so the physical engine is like what we put into our body. Is there heavy metals? Are we exercising and running our vehicle? Because remember, it's a vehicle, it's an engine that needs to be run and nurtured, okay? And we're putting the good fuel in it, or like, what are we doing? So when we have the jet plane, we're able to ascend up into higher states of consciousness. So on the planet right now, there's a lot of planes that are very weak engines, and they're operating in a 3rd dimensional realm. It's the vibration within the body, okay, in the sense of spiritual soul. So every time we work on our jet engines, we elevate a little bit more, and we raise our vibration, right? And we begin to see manifestation that happens, good law of attraction, good you know, we meet the right person at the right time, you know, nothing's a coincidence, you know, those types of moments.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that funny? Or you get that car park and you have this beautiful day where it's all in flow. And then you have those opposite days where we're, you know, can't get a car park, everything sucks, you know. You just can't get on top of your work and all the rest of it. So we have to be the observer of what's happening in our day and how we respond. Is it a lesson or is it a blessing? Because everything that's happening, you know, someone's pulling the strings upstairs for us so we can ascend. That's the whole point of us being here at this time. It's probably why you found this information, because you're probably a part of this mission. In fact, you are. So it's just the term awakening to this information, because it's not taught at schools, okay? The reason why it's not taught at school is because it's empowering people, right? It's empowering people to raise their vibration, be an entrepreneur, live their life freely, live with flow, not stuck in a 9-to-5 job Monday to Friday to have 2 days off. That's the school system is prepping us all for the corporations, which is the people in power. They control a lot of this, right? So you can see the shift in consciousness on the planet as people go, hang on a second, that's not right. And they start to get triggered. And you can see like the freedom rallies, you know, being coerced into having vaccinations. That's not really, you know, free will, is it? It's like coercion. It doesn't sit very right. But some people get more triggered about it than others. Some people just go with it, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. But you can see globally, there's little souls that have come back for this mission, like you, like me, that have dropped in, and now it's time of the Great Awakening. There's a time that this is now going to accelerate, and you're probably going to have like a really speedy awakening where it's just like boom, 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 and you start to feel very attracted to learn more, to watch YouTube, to what is she talking about that, and I need to fix this, and and get some channelings and all the rest of it. Like it'll be that heart explosion of like, you know, when you really want to do something or desire, that passion comes. That's the kick in of the soul that kind of has the awakening. So let's go deeper then, because I want you to understand a bit before we just take you to the ship and you know,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's very important that you understand and you're being educated, because that's the whole point.
Mhm.
Like, if anyone's just going to do something for you, that's not the soul's not going to grow. You're not growing as a
Yeah.
soul if we do everything for you. That's the old
Yeah.
way. The new way is empowering yourself and saying, oh, I can do that. I can, you know, make this table. I can put this chair together. I can, you know,
Yeah.
serve myself. And that's the whole point. We move from service to self into
Mhm.
service to others. So when we serve into others, like this is this type of situation where we're working for the divine, okay, we're working for the universe, and we've realized that we've had this awakening, we're remembering why we're here on the planet, and we start
Mhm.
going, okay, we need to help all the souls as well, you know, around the planet. And that's when we move
Yeah.
from that 3D business sense and ego and buying a bigger house, bigger car, you know, consuming just stuff just to fulfill, because that's what we thought we had to do, right? That's a
Yeah.
programming of the 3D matrix.
Mhm.
And we move into service to others, where we think twice about buying that dress. Could we just recycle something? Could we, you know, we want to eat consciously, not manufactured foods, because it's keeping
Mhm.
us in a low vibration, you know,
Yeah.
just different things like that. We go on this kind of self-discovery, self-awareness journey. So then we start looking at the jet engines, okay? And so for you, well, for everyone in society and in school, emotions haven't been addressed. That engine
Mhm.
has never been addressed. The
Mhm.
soul's evolution on consciousness has never been educated, right? Why? Well, it's because our frequency would attune to that, because we are all sparks of the divine. We all came from source, the creator of this magic universe. We all still
Mhm.
discovering that, and there's no right or wrong because we're all still learning. But you know, if we'd been taught the fundamentals of what I'm teaching you now at such a young age, it'd be in the subconscious, right? So we've
Mhm.
got an engine that's weak your whole life, so you're confused about emotions. The best thing about women is that we've had a hormonal cycle, is that we've had hormones to ride us through. You know, we get upset, but we don't quite understand, but it's still
Yeah.
a bit of a purge, you know, whereas men, they've been completely shut off. You know, the
Yeah.
programming is big boys don't cry.
Mhm.
Take another cup of concrete and harden up, you know, like all the same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, so that engine, there's no way of ascension of the jet plane when there's an engine broken, right? And then
Mhm.
the physical engine, well, the you know, the programming of the media and the news, they're not saying eat consciously, eat organic, don't have heavy metals, skip macas, skip soft drink. You know, they're not saying that. So can you imagine majority of people's engine in the physical aspect is completely blown out too, right? You see this, you'd know in America as well, there's lots of it. So the
Yeah.
whole idea is to start looking at our four engines and getting them all revving and increasing. So when we don't look at one engine, what happens is energy gets dense and it starts to manifest in the body. It works on a negative way. So, like manifestation in positivity, when we work on ourselves, we have flow and we have good law of attraction and all of that. But if we are not looking at our emotions and not looking at that physical heavy metal engine, that the physical or even the mental stinky thinking, the engine's blown out. What about being a yes man or a yes woman? Yes, I'll do that. Yes, that's good. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Instead of, so we're like programmed to be negative. It's like, oh, why'd she do that? Oh, gossip with the girlfriends, you know, all the things. So switching the channel will allow the engines to rise. But if we don't, the body will manifest diseases, cancers, colds, a lot of density in, it's all energy. So we see that it starts to manifest in the body, which is why we do these sessions. We do it to link it all together, where the core emotion, where the root cause came from. So we often see people have a soul split. They come into this experience and something happens in their lifetime, maybe not that significant, but the soul could still split because we're such sensitive beings, us light workers. We're like old wise souls. We're evolved consciousness, but then we drop into this planet and we have the veil of forgetfulness. We forget everything that we knew before. That's the game. So
Yeah.
So we often see on a multidimensional level that the soul has had a split, right? And so it's like that feeling that you don't belong, or you never felt like, maybe you felt like the black sheep or adopted, you know, those moments of feelings like that. It's obvious, it's actually that you're a light worker and the soul might be split. So if the soul's not whole on a level, the body's going to start to show you signs of this. And this is what cancer is, right? But once again, just to give you the over kind of like the summary, that big pharma, they don't make money out of people that are healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So you see how it's all linked?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see right now we're at a very interesting time. Fear is the weapon.
Yeah.
And people living and dwelling in fear that they don't have enough toilet paper, that they don't have enough food.
Yeah.
The virus is going to the animals. What will we do then? It's like everything's going to be fine. That's just the energy that's making you stay in a low vibration. So the idea is to break away from those chains, get empowered and get the 4 engines going and churning and focusing on the mission.